And we have our reigning champion starting from the outside of row number 2 as we go across the line, and we are underway in TKM Extreme. And immediately holding on to the lead there is Lewis Wadley as they come out of turn number 2 now. Coming under attack there in second is Joe Fowler as they come through turn number 3 and up towards turn number 4. We've got Lewis Wadley leading, and Joe Fowler has lost second place. Joshua Sheriff's gone through. Oh dear, contact there. The number 40 has come off the circuit there, coming to blows with someone else up at turn number 4, and one of those karts certainly going no further. So we'll pick out who those two were. It was actually Isaac Marsh and Savannah Hardy. Unfortunately, the two drivers caught up in that incident, but there we can see that's the number 14 of Savannah, and she's not going to go any further in this race, unfortunately. Back to our leaders, though. There you can see the front left. Too much damage there to go any further, but back to our leaders we must go, because we are into a Super Pre-final here, and we have an E-plate and an SP plate up for grabs, and we have our reigning champion in second place, trying to chase down Lewis Wadley, who is currently leading the way. Joe Fowler in third place. Oh dear, more contact there at the back of the field, and I think Louis Bevan, that is, facing the wrong way. So not too sure what happened to Louis Bevan. He'd had a pretty disappointing start already, and that's just got a whole lot worse. Joe Fowler's into second, so we just caught that one coming into a picture. James Pashley could be one to watch here in fourth place. He's trying to eye up a move as they come in towards turn number 2. Sheriff trying to get on the attack, but in doing so, of course, he's now coming under pressure from Pashley, who goes down the inside there at turn number 4. In the background, more moves being made. I think Megan Lawson was trying to get on the attack, wasn't quite able to make a move. It seems the top 6 are slightly breaking away here, albeit with our leader half a second clear out front as they come down towards Wilkins. This for the third time of asking, and there goes Megan Lawson down the inside of Roth. Was she able to execute that move, because she was struggling to get the car slowed down, but no, she is through. So Lawson up into 5th place then as they come through turn number 1 into turn number 2, and the gap between our two leaders is coming down. Joe Fowler is closing down Lewis Wadley, and he's not alone in this race either. He's got Joshua Sheriff and James Pashley who are going to swap positions. Pashley throws it down the inside of both of them there, and Pashley has gone through into second place, but is he going to be able to hang on? Yes, just about. Well, that one certainly caught out Joe Fowler. That's the 42 off, unfortunately, and that's another driver who's out of this race, and that's Tom Johnson, who was in the top 10. So a real shame. But James Pashley, I'm not sure if it was an intentional double move, but either way it worked. He's up to second, and he's certainly the danger man in this race. Joe Fowler looked to be the one that was going to lead the charge, but that has all changed, and Megan Lawson is closing in on these guys as well. We've got Cox and Bullock have just both set personal best laps as they make their way through turn number 4 and down towards the chicane now. 6.5 minutes on the clock here. Wadley doing a good job out front. He's got a gap of just over 0.4 of a second. Is he going to be able to hang on to it though? Because James Pashley has gone purple through the second sector. What I mean by that is he's gone quicker than anyone through that section of the circuit. And well, I don't need to give you a gap anymore. You'll see as we come out of the final corner that the two leaders are together. And Pashley has absolutely flying here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him make an immediate attack for the lead, possibly as soon as turn 4. Up towards turn 4, is Pashley going to go for this on Lewis Wadley? He's certainly got the pace to do so. No, he decides to stay in. Joshua Sheriff, though, not so patient. He goes past Joe Fowler for third place, and that's two drivers who really need to start working together now, because our top 2 are in danger of clearing off here. Megan Lawson still there in 5th. Roth is 6th place, and it's Smith. Cox is next along in 8th place as they make their way now down towards Wilkins. Out of the final corner and down the start-finish straight we go. 5.5 minutes on the clock. Here are your two leaders. Personal best last time for Wadley. Pashley installing a tactic just to be patient here. We talked about that in the cadet races earlier, and there's no reason why we don't see the same in the senior classes as well. And these guys have been there and done that in terms of, some of them have at least in terms of cadets and then the junior categories. And both very experienced drivers, Wadley and Pashley, so they know what they're doing in terms of fighting at the front. However, we've got Sheriff in third, who wants to retain that E-plate. He's going to need a bit of assistance from Joe Fowler, though. He has to look over his shoulder, and confirmation coming from Joe Fowler that he's going to work with him. I fear Megan Lawson's 5th place is about to come under threat. Scott Smith doing a really good job. He's gone quickest of anyone through the second section of the circuit, and there comes a change. Well, it took him a couple of laps to do it, but Pashley now hits the front for the first time in this race as we come through turn number 2. Up through 3, and Smith in 6th place I think is about to go into 5th place as well. That's going to be to the far left of your screen. Yes, there we go, late move made, but Smith goes into 5th place ahead of Megan Lawson, having just done a personal best lap. Those two will probably try and work together as well, so 3 groups of 2 at the front of the field. Roth is then in 7th, then it is Cox after that in 8th place. Bullock is 9th, Bowen is in 10th place. There's a move coming a little further back, and that was a change for, I think that was the 61, was that make a move? It was the 81 of Bowen, who's gone up to 7th place and made 3 places on that last lap. We pick up the number 37 of Smith, who has just gone past Megan Lawson, trying to get after the top 4 now. Yellow flags are out at turn 4 though, so no overtaking there. Top 2 have a gap of 1.5 seconds now to Joshua Sheriff in 3rd. And that's a driver without a kart, unfortunately, so that makes sense why that's come out. I think that's Matthew Horton, who might have hit problems. It is confirmation coming in my ear that it is the 24 of Matthew Horton. There's a good move by Megan Lawson. She just diving down the inside there of Smith. And Megan Lawson made that one look relatively easy as she dives through into 5th place. However, she's going to be under pressure now from Zach Bowen. Up towards turn number 4 they come. The first 2 groups are going to stay as they are for the time being, but it's that battle for 5th that looks very close. I think that's where we could see a change, because Bowen has been on a little bit of a charge over the last few laps, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bowen go for an overtake there. Here they are, so we've caught that battle now, and in fact that is Bowen has actually just got through just as we pick it up. So change for 5th. Bowen in the 81 is now 5th. Lawson is down to 6th place. Then it is Smith, who was once in 5th, now 7th. And Cox next along in 8th place. Just over 2 minutes to go in this race. Lots of drivers being cheered on from the side of the circuit. And thanks to all of you tuning in from the live stream. And was that a change? It almost was. This battle between Lawson and Bowen isn't done yet. Lawson looked like she was about to do a move there as they came down towards the hairpin. She might be being a little bit patient here just to see if they can do anything about these two, because Bowen in the 81 and Lawson in the 36, as much as they're fighting each other, they would love to close down these two who are fighting for that crucial last step on the podium. Bowen's got the fastest lap of the race, so he's certainly capable of doing so. 3 to go as they come across the line then. Pashley leading Wadley. There's a theme running, isn't there? Last lap is when they seem to be decided, and we did say that at the head of the show that that could be the case, and we are certainly getting delivered on that. The green flag is essentially waved on the battle for the lead because that was Pashley defending at turn 4, so that was the bell ringing in terms of this fight going now all the way to the wire. So Wadley's going to have to start thinking about where he's going to pass. Pashley's expecting it whatever happens. 2 to go as they come out of the final corner now and up towards the start-finish line. Wadley looks to the outside going up towards the first corner. Is he going to be able to get through? No, not quite there. Up to turn 2 now and in towards turn number 3 we go. Wadley having a little look over his shoulder. Pashley just about managing to hold on. Pashley's going to go defensive now as we go up towards the hairpin. And Pashley holding on to that lead. But Wadley draws alongside as we go in towards the chicane now. In through the chicane we go. Less than 30 seconds on the clock here. Look over the shoulder there from Wadley. So Pashley is to the inside. Wadley is to the outside as they come up towards the final corner. Wadley's going to try and get the switch back. We're going to have 2 more laps remaining as they come out of the final corner and up to the line, and Wadley has almost found a gap on the inside there. Pashley holding on, takes the middle of the road into turn 1. Behind that, it's getting very close for third place. Sheriff, who I think's gone defensive now, is not only having to deal with Fowler, but is having to deal with Bowen and Lawson as well. So keep an eye to the left of your screen. There you can see it's a 4-way fight for third place, but our 2 leaders briefly side by side, and on the switchback, Wadley almost able to get through. 1.5 laps to go. Who's going to be on the last step of the podium? There's 4 drivers in contention to do so, but perhaps more crucially, who's going to be on the top step of it? Wadley, one more look over his shoulder, knows he's got all the room in the world to work with here, but Pashley has done a perfect job of defending so far, but there is 1 more lap to make a move. There's 1 more lap for Pashley to make a mistake as they come up towards the start finish line now, and Pashley exactly the same line as he took last time. Wadley just unable to make the move into turn 2. Up to the hairpin they go, and Pashley a slight gap, but that will close down as they come through 3. He's going to go defensive into 4, and out of the hairpin, who's going to emerge in the lead? We've got this battle going on as well as Bowen tries to get through. We're side by side between our 2 leaders. Wadley's found a gap on the inside. Is he going to be able to get through? Pashley just about holding on there as they exit the chicane. They make their way down towards Wilkins now. This is it, win or bust for Lewis Wadley. He's got to go for something. He's got to try something different here as he looks to the outside at Wilkins. Is he going to be able to get alongside on the exit? No, it's going to be a brilliant drive. James Pashley is your English champion, and great respect shown from Lewis Wadley there. Devastated, but also immediately congratulating Pashley. Our reigning champion finishes in 3rd place. Fowler.